the sun, you could have stayed. It's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice, raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New. Yeah.
Boom.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Today is August 24, 2022. It is 3:41 a.m. This is video number 2, going over some tweets in regard to Meghan's Archetype first episode with Serena Williams. Alright, so this is video number 2. Let's go to Twitter. Let's continue. Alright. First tweet. Serena Williams to Meghan on why she wanted to do the podcast. 'Cause I love you. Anything you want me to do, I will do. I believe in you. We've been friends for so long. I'm super loyal. You know that. Archetype, Meghan Markle, Serena Williams. I think I mentioned in video 1. There was a tweet a while back that the discussion came where I think I'm seeing a video where Serena Williams is going through some stuff. I think a handbag, and one of the comments says she threw a shade toward Meghan, and some people were saying they're not friends, why they don't certain thing. I don't remember how the conversation go, but I remember what I said, and I was like, maybe they don't want us, remember the whole thing with the copyright lawsuit was Meghan wanted privacy. All right, whatever she does with her friends and family privately is not for us. All right, it's what they want to share with us. All right, so for us, they probably want us to see them as the business people or whatever. So the little glimpse that they decided to share with us within their podcast, we just have to take it as face value. So they've been friends, they do their things privately, they do what friends do. All right, so whether it was the royal rat who was claiming insert their own opinion, making it seem like they know everything. All right, so until Harry and Meghan and whoever they mention come out and say their stories, their perspective. Well, that's when I believe it. All right, so, and Meghan explained when they first met. All right, let's read some of the comment. Please send a link to Tom Bauer. There's me responding here with laughing, shade, and the nail polish. I love their friendship so much. Now that's true friend. Okay, they are rare and very few. She is very lucky, or they are lucky to have each other. And this is something many of us probably have it. Okay, the kind of friendship we wish we could have that Harry and Meghan. I keep on saying Harry and Meghan, but Meghan and Serena has. But sometimes many of us are so much over our head where we envision someone else's way of life. Meanwhile, you're not living your true life. You probably already have it. You're just not responding to it the way you should. The fantasy thing tends to take a lot of people's mindset. I remember I have a friend. She's not my best friend anymore because we don't communicate that much, but we keep in touch. One of the because now she have kids, she's working, and you know, I do my own thing, she does her own thing, and we live far away. We don't get to see each other that often, but occasionally I will call her, and sometimes she will call me. And I think I call her more than she call me. But when she does, you know, she keep on apologize. I'm like, you don't need to. You don't need to. Because when we were kids, you know, we deal with our own. Because one day we'll be friends. The next day we are best friend. And the next day we are enemies. We don't talk to each other. So all of the childish were already said, deal and done with when we were a child. Now we are adult. We could understand our own perspective and each other's perspective and way of life. I could understand. So majority of time, I will either text her because sometimes I don't know her schedule. I do not want to call her while she's at work. You know, most jobs don't want people to pick up their phone while they're working. So I will text her and say, oh, I was just thinking about you. Just wanted to say hi. And then she will respond, and sometime when she's available, she call me back and stuff like that, and that's when she will apologize. I'm like, don't, because you're busy, you're doing things, because I'm not the one who's gonna pay your bill and things like that. You do what you have to do, and when we get a chance, we can talk to each other, this kind of thing. So many of us have that, and that type of friends that we could create this kind of environment, that friendship type, but we don't give it time, and we don't cherish it, and we don't protect it and things like that. But we're looking at other people who's living their true self, who's doing their thing, and we wish we could have. Meanwhile, there's a possibility I may not be a good, you know, if I have connection with either Harry, Meghan, or Serena, that kind of friendship may not be as close because I have my own way of doing things, and it may not align with their way of life, this kind of thing. So that's that. Okay, I love their friendship so much. Now, I mean, the reason that I'm saying, obviously I'm talking to myself right now, it's just a podcast, just me and me reading the tweets and stuff like that. But I'm not saying you personally, whoever you might be, don't have that, but sometimes you need to take a step back, evaluate yourself, see if you have that kind of friendship, and cherish it. You know, learn to apologize when you know you did something wrong, and to build up on friendship, this kind of thing. All right, now that's true friend, and they are rare and very few. She is very lucky, or they are lucky to have each other. Now, how's that about Serena and Meghan not friend and barely knowing each other, Mr. Bao? There's that. There's this. Okay, people are just responding in GIF. There's the heart. I believe in you was my favorite line of the whole interview. Made me think of the faith I have in my besties. There's this. Okay, sweetie, last time I checked, it's Meghan's podcast and she can do whatever she likes. You are not obliged to listen. I don't even need to go in that because you know the haters are coming out full force. I haven't seen nor heard from Tom Bowell in weeks. Usually book promotion go on for months, and his book went live in the US and on July. Okay, went live in the US end of July. Wonder if he was notified, threatened to cease the lying defamatory interviews. I hope he gets sued. Okay, I'm in the US and the book isn't released here until September. Okay, I don't know anything about that. There was some stuff that I read, some tweets, is it from Australia, where some places were not gonna carry the book, and one of the squaddies put where a local bookstore is not gonna carry it, and they mention it. So I don't know. This is why I don't follow these derangers. The ones that I need to follow, I follow, and they come up on my timeline, and I share them with you. Next tweet. Now they're claiming that Meghan was never criticized for being ambitious. The next 3 months are going to be pure jokes, and I'm here for it. Okay, so now they're taking back their nonsense. Okay, entertainment and royalty. Meghan Markle is a very ambitious, unforgiving person, said royal biographer. Oh my God. They're trying to rewrite their nonsense. Let's see here. Okay, ambitious and ruthless. Tom Brower on how he thinks Meghan is perceived. Okay, well, I need the date. When was that? Damn, there's no date. Now I cannot unseen that cartoon character from the Smurf every time I see his face. And my goodness, those old people, they don't want those young to live a decent life. They're really putting strict mark as they're leaving, as they're exiting. All right, let's continue. Found dear old Penny Juno saying Brits don't like ambition. Please ignore the bed decoration around the TV, but at least it's a big screen and not a tape-up laptop. Tape-up laptop that the derangers. Okay, that's that. Let's listen to that. I mean, that's decent. I like that. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's listen. 40-second. I have to stop in between, okay? Because I know I will get black even though it's a recording of a recording. I think I have this somewhere. Let's listen.
More snobbery. I don't know if it's the accent. I don't know if it's because we're too loud or too pushy, too opinionated, too American. What we didn't realize at the time was...
Okay, it's very low, so I have to really ramp it up when I'm editing.
Quite what a culture shock it would be for somebody to come in as a member of the royal family and have that kind of ambition and that kind of drive.
There's the word ambition here. That kind of an ambition, that kind of a drive. I'm telling you, these people are good with words. If you don't know yourself, my goodness, they'll make you dig your own grave and put yourself in the grave, because they know how to do a lot of things with wording. All right, so when you really think about it, if you're not the one who's promoting yourself, who's propping yourself up, you think these people are gonna do it for you? No. All right, let's move it back slightly.
Ambition and that kind of drive, I think probably was quite difficult, because we don't want our royals to be too ambitious or to be too...
There it is. Meghan know what she's talking about. You think some of the stuff we're watching, we heard from those royal rats, you think she doesn't see that? Of course. It probably make her think twice and said, wait a second, what's wrong with that? If she wasn't ambitious about certain things, and you think she'll be where she's at to meet all those people, the connection between peoples and all of that, to meet her now husband, is due to her work ethic. If she sits in the freaking bedroom playing video game, you think she'll be able to be where she's at? No. And I'm saying that because my son, if it's up to him, it's okay for him to be in his room. But anyway, to play video game. But
outspoken or to be, we like them to be just right.
What the hell? We like them to be just right?
Too outspoken or to be, we like them to be just right.
Well, they there with the one who they want to be just right. Okay, she's not speaking. I don't know. She's deteriorating in front of everybody's eyes. They got what they deserve. Like I said in that video, they got what they wanted or something like that. Why are they complaining about? All right. So that video, go watch it. So they got what they wanted. So there. And I don't even think the royal family know what they want themselves, because they never satisfy. Having different houses here and there, and they still not satisfied. Okay, they are persistent on gaslighting us, even with all that we keep saying to the contrary. The gall of this clown is unbelievable. You know what's funny with this is that she find the debunk of the squad brain receipt in every shape or form. You know, she's sitting in her living room and said, there's a receipt right there. Didn't you just say that about ambition? All right. The jokes keep telling on themselves. Have they claimed straight out of Kempton is a figment of her imagination too. Okay, October 2020, Piers Morgan talking to Express UK, quote, when I was still friend with her, she was pretty open about her ambition, end quote. And he continued, the way she treats friend and family is pretty indicative of a ruthless social climber who will stop at nothing to get where she wants to. I think I've heard that before. Okay, I won't be surprised to hear the bowel movement didn't say anything that he wrote in his book. Okay, they lie because it has always worked on an aisle full of psychopaths, many of whom are easily swayed by the media. Globally, it doesn't work, especially in the age of social media, and largely with Meghan being free, making a voice and loyal global supporters. Something came to mind here. Okay, it doesn't work, especially in the age of social media. Okay, there's a video. Did I edit it yet? I don't think I did yet. I think I did, because all of my videos, believe me, they are very important. They may not, some of them may not be exactly about the Sussexes, but it's information that's worth listening to. Things that I come across is worth listening to. What is it? One of the videos that I did where Serena's husband was, I share a tweet of Serena's husband who's giving us a warning. What those, I think China and those powerful people or government of dictators, what they're trying to do is to own social media platforms so they could control it and they could manage it and do what they need to do to prevent, okay, certain information to be spread, because they're trying to control the narrative. They can't with social media. All right, so that's one thing. You should watch that video. I wanted to put it on my other channel, but I think I put it in this channel, PYTE, because the information is worth listening to. Okay, some of you are not subscribed to my other channel. Okay, and largely with Meghan being free. Okay, Kate and Willie attempted a YouTube video. It seems to have been very forgettable. They have a this is from somebody that I blocked. Yeah, they have a YouTube channel. How is that going? I don't follow them, so I remember a couple times I blocked it. YouTube keep on recommended to me, and I keep on blocking it. Okay, I don't really follow Meghan, but to be honest, but why? Why do they care so much? Just let the woman be. Who is she hurting by existing? Let her be. She took the prince and they can't let it go. Okay, or the pretzels they twist themselves into. These people, or should I say clowns, never pick a struggle. Getting my popcorn for the sideshow. Alright, so there's more. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, waiting to see tweets from Kate fans saying that Meghan blackmailed Serena to do this podcast. That is funny. You mean Meg bullied Serena into doing the podcast? Apparently, Serena was forced to do it because they share the same PR company. I wish I made this up. Did they already talk about that? Okay, how does PR firm force its paying client? I mean, they don't need to go to their PR people. They are friends. They could talk to each other over the phone. Alright, they could talk to each other and say, I'm pretty sure at some point, because Serena is retiring in in tennis. She says she still wants to be in some shape or form involved in tennis still, because this was a chosen field for her since she wasn't even born. So in some shape or form, I think she might have a podcast herself to discuss tennis. You just never know. Anybody could create a podcast. If you have the platform, just do it. You just never know. And at some shape or form, maybe Meghan might go into her podcast. Alright, and then the thing is that I wanted to say is that they are friends. They don't need a PR company to connect them. The PR company is when, well, I never deal with them, but my humble opinion here. When, let's say, for instance, I want Meghan to be on my podcast. How do I get contact with Meghan? guess who's the middleman? The PR firm. I will contact the PR firm and said, pitch my idea to them, and then they, whatever I tell the PR people, they bring it to Meghan's attention, and then if Meghan agree and say yes or no, or discussion of fees goes back and forth, and then that's how it goes. But this one, they already have the connection. I don't even think they need the PR. Just my humble opinion here. And look at this. Meghan was saying, and the podcast, as she was discussing with Serena, is that she already knew Serena was gonna retire, okay, but she kept it a secret, and I think in some shape or form, maybe this is why the podcast took a while to be released, because she wanted Serena to make her own debut, and whichever way she felt it was right. And then what is it? What's the thing here? I think it's when is the U.S. Open? I think the U.S. Open is the last Grand Slam among the, how many Grand Slam do they have? They have the Australia, the Wimbledon. I think Canada has one. I think, I'm not 100% sure. The French and all of that. And I think it ends with the U.S. Okay, the U.S. Okay, let's go look. Okay, when is the U.S. Open? Let's put 2022. I think it's in September. All right, let's see here. Where is 2022 US? I want when. Bookline. Okay. They probably already start. 11 a.m. August 24. Yeah, they already start. Yep, that's probably that. Because it took her, okay, couple questions coming up here. When does the US Open 22 start? Let's just say that. I think it's already start. They just give that. Okay. The US 2022 US Open begins August 29. Okay, it didn't even start yet. August 29 to September 11. Okay, so I think, in my humble opinion, because Serena Williams was her first guest, this is why I think it took a while for them to make the podcast public, because she did say in the summer of this year, right, her podcast was gonna be live, and then who's her first guest? Serena Williams. And then to prevent that from coming out through her podcast, she wanted Serena to make her own announcement herself whenever she was ready to make it public. Now, the next question that came to mind, because I then follow tennis that much. Let's see. When did Serena Williams announced her retirement? That's the thing here. When did she do it? Okay, Serena says farewell to tennis on her own terms. There's that, and her own word. When did she? August 9th. Okay, so August 9th did Serena Williams announce her retirement. Okay. And as she has for more than 2 decades, Williams made the announcement with her own unique twist, stating in the As Told to Cover story that she has never liked the word retirement, and she mentioned that in the podcast as well, and preferred the word evolution to describe her next step, August 11. Okay, so August 11, and then the podcast came August 11. August 23rd. So I think, in my humble opinion, Archetype was waiting until Serena Williams made her own announcement, and then they could release the podcast, the first podcast. That's what I think. Okay, so that's that. So many things could be said, but unless Harry, why I keep on saying Harry, unless Meghan comes with it and say it with herself, and then that's when we'll know. But that's just my humble opinion. And the other thing I didn't mention in the original recording is that once Serena Williams made her announcement of being, of retiring, and then Meghan took her time to release the podcast, and then they did a small interview of Serena after she made her announcement of being retired, and then they inserted into the podcast. I don't know if anybody caught that, because there were two different recordings, different time of recording. You know, the beginning where they met, they talked, Harry stopped by to say hi to Serena and all of that. And then after that, there was a portion within the podcast where Meghan had asked Serena, how does she feel? Not the exact way, I'm just paraphrasing. How does she feel about announcing her retirement, this kind of thing. And then now that everybody already know, and now they could talk about it, and that's what I think. So Meghan was waiting for Serena to make her own announcement, and then afterward they answered the clip a different time. The recordings were made and then answered it within the podcast. This is what I think, and the only person who could refute me is Meghan and the people who work in the podcast. That's what I think happened. Okay, and then it took them that much of a time, because I think Serena is still competing, because I think the US Open will be her last match or something like that, her last Grand Slam. So it probably took them a while to get the recording of how does she feel after she make her announcement, and then for Archetype crews to edit that portion and then insert it in the podcast. That's my humble opinion, and I'm sticking with it. The only person who could refute me is Meghan and the people who work on the podcast. That's what I think happens. Next tweet. It's not looking good. Guy's broken legs. Guy is the dog. Okay, the nanny who got fired for gross misconduct, and now we hear that Archie's room caught fire while in South Africa. These people are evil. Archetype. All right, there's my response here. 23 likes. Why do you think I try to put a prayer out after all of my podcasts? Our human eyes can't do everything. Why it had to be exactly Archie's room, and while both were out, the spiritual world must take over. The Lord took over that nanny's mind. In my humble opinion, it was a setup. That meant to be God. Okay, God took over that day. All right, and there's this God taking the wheel. All right, and there's me correcting myself. God took over that day. Okay, exactamente. Okay, what I mean by this here, the Lord took over that nanny's mind. Okay, because from my understanding is that it was supposed to be Archie's nap time, but for some reason the nanny wanted to get a snack. So instead of leaving Archie taking a nap, she wrapped Archie on her back. I forgot the term they use for that little wrap thing that they use to wrap the baby behind their back. And then she went down with Archie. She didn't leave Archie in the hotel room taking the nap. And then when she came, there was no alarm. Okay, no smoke detectors, nothing. Okay, and then that happened. So it should be something for all of us, not just for Harry and Meghan and stuff like that. When we go to a hotel room, just check to see if they have a smoke detector. Or when you make booking, you're booking a room, ask, do they have a smoke detector? Or what's the other one? There's smoke detector. There's another one that smell you cannot see. What do you call it? Carbon monoxide detector. Ask if they have it, because it's very crucial. Someone must have tampered with something to make that happen. Okay, and when they know it's Archie's nap time, to make sure that happen. And this is why I said God have to take over that nanny's mind to say, I'm not gonna leave Archie in the room, because she knows the importance of that baby. Okay, she knows the importance of that baby, not to leave him by himself no matter what. Alright, I'm still curious as to how the dog got injured. Suggest more than one leg was broken. What? So how does that happen unless it was hit by a car or something? Also, what did the nanny do that was so bad? That family is like the mafia. Again, my last video that covers the podcast, I pray for foot soldiers, where God needs to make them see. Maybe that's what I should have typed. I could have come up with the word. God should make them see the truth, the action that they're doing is wrong. All right, because those people, the mastermind, they need the little people to do their dirty work because they don't want to do it themselves. Okay, they saved Archie leaving to Canada after the tour. Archie's room caught fire. What the hell? Okay, when they were in South Africa and Harry and Meghan were out on an engagement. Yep, they make sure it's while they were out, and then make sure to make that happen in Archie's room. My goodness, that fire was no accident. That's right. That's what I thought. The heater. I was saying in my video, in video 1, I think it was the heater, but I wasn't 100% sure. Then I start questioning myself. Why would they need a heater in I don't know the weather in South Africa? Again, this is a question to ask. What type of weather in South Africa? Because I don't think they need a heater. South Africa is relatively dry country with an average annual rainfall of about 464 millimeters, while the Western Cape gets most of its rainfall in winter. The rest of the country is generally summer rainfall region. Summer, it's okay. Why would they need heat? Why would they need heat? And it's almost the same thing that I said when those Red Cross was supposed to build things in Haiti. They don't need a lot of, mechanical, heating system and to warm up the place or something like that. Or maybe to warm up water. I don't know. That could be the only thing where they will need hot and cold water. But heating for... Will that be coming like in a main place outside of the room? Why will it be in that room? These are the questions I'm asking myself. Okay, so summer rainfall region. So why will they need a heater? So I was right. It was a heater. And I started doubt myself. Did I hear it correctly on the podcast? So there's someone who mentioned it here. A heater. So my first recording, I was able to edit it and make it public the same day, and I was able to get a response to that topic. Someone responded in the comment section saying that even though it's Africa, some parts it gets chilly at night. So I wanted to include that, and then I tried to black her name on that person's name on the comment. If you want, just go in the video and check it yourself, but I don't want it to be in the video just in case. All right, so and then my response to it was that thank you for mentioning this. I was a bit not confused but questionable. It was during the day. They probably didn't need the heat because it was sunny. And my okay, I say I'm mumbling. I was saying a lot more. I delete them. Okay, happy to read your comment. I didn't know. Okay, she responded back again and says, okay, if you look at the pictures when they arrived to Africa, Meghan was wearing a coat and Archie a warm beanie and sweater. The nanny also had a light coat on. I mean, for me, when I have kids young age like that, I like to keep them a little bit warm, unless the degree outside is like above 80. Then, I'll still put something light on them, but I still keep them warm. It's when they start like a toddler age where I tend to go a bit more at ease with that. But yeah, it's good to know. All right, so that's that. I wanted to mention it since I already had that first part out and I had comments on that video regarding this topic. All right, so let's get back to the original recording. Okay, that fire was no accident. The heater might have been tampered with. That's what I think too. Okay, Archie's schedule was to take a nap after arrival in South Africa while parents hit the tour trails. That's exactly that. Okay, bit too far, accident do happen. Not that one. No. Too many coincidences keep on happening. Why in his room? And then around that time, it might even be with a, how do you call this, controller kind of thing. All right, so, or they time it for certain things. They know the schedule. All right. The Sussex's location in Canada being leaked while the security was removed. Pretty sure there's a lot more we don't know about and makes me believe Diana's accident was not an accident. Duh. Okay. No, she was murdered. That's why certain people have had to wait over 40 years for a throne. Okay, there have been so many accidents for this to be accidental. Okay, like I said in video 1, plan 1 didn't work. They do to plan B. Okay, plan A didn't work. Plan B, C, D, they have the old everything going on. Okay, and then what is it? Go to video 1. I mentioned so many things. You know, they didn't want the wedding to happen. They didn't want her to get pregnant. She got pregnant. They sent her to so many tours. Hopefully she could get a miscarriage. They did all sort of things, and then Archie is born. What is it? What happened in the middle of the night? So many things. There's too many things that keep on happening. This was not an accident. Okay? And then this is the same thing I said in one of my videos regarding the Diana thing. All right? Whatever they told us about the accident. Yes, it could be an accident, but no, I don't think so. All right? Because they have people to lie for them. Okay? They just put this out just to shut people. Alright, about the person was drunk, she was not wearing seatbelt, and all of that. Someone who's gonna drive that precious cargo, I'm sure the driver know he was gonna drive Princess Diana. Okay, with the other person, the Fayette person. Okay, I'm sure he will not go to work drunk. Alright, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. They just put that story out there to shut people off. Next tweet. How did the fire start in Archie's room? A room that a palace arranged. Okay, while Harry and Meghan were at Kensington Palace, something bad happened, and remember, they started to take care of their own son. They got rid of one of the nannies. I always believe they tried to kill little Archie. They did everything to Meghan to make her lose. That's it, to lose him. Yeah. Okay, to Archie's South African story broke my heart. Okay, can you imagine the guilt that could have been in that nanny? They probably will even put her in jail to take the full force. God, please may bless that nanny to have the insight. If you had taken over her body, thank you for doing so, because those people are evil. They will try to come out as if they're doing that sympathy thing that they did about Princess Diana when she died, walking behind her casket and everything, and then to know the nonsense they put Princess Diana through. Okay, you could have imagined they will throw the book at full whatever capacity. They might even call for I don't know if South Africa has it. How do they call it? When they send you to death or something like that. They might even do that to show as if they really care. All right? But that poor woman will not have absolutely no clue what happened. All she wanted, a little snack. And then they will throw the book at her. Can you imagine that? Thank God. Thank God. May God protect and cherish. Give that lady everything her heart desires. She deserves it because she was at that present to say, I'm taking that baby with me. Because I could see they will throw the law. Whatever law that is in South Africa, they will throw it at her to make themselves look good. Okay? Meanwhile, may these people never have peace. Whoever was behind it, God, you know the deal. This is a baggage for you. This is a baggage for you. And please give that nanny whatever her heart desires, and what you see is best for her. All right, and protect her family, because she was in that presence to say, I'm taking that baby with me while I get a little snack. Next tweet. My heart. Meghan saying how she loved when her Zimbabwean nanny, Lauren, will carry Archie on her back with a mud cloth. That's the name of it. Mud cloth. On my other video, I didn't know mud cloth. Let's see here. Let's put carrying baby. Let's do carrier. Yeah, there it is. Mud cloth. That's what she was talking about. Image. That's what she was talking about. Okay, so Archie, you are blessed. This, I feel like God was protecting you under that mud cloth. Okay, I forgot the name of it, but this is it. Alright, the mud cloth saved Archie's life and Nanny's intuition. That's right. Okay, it was so beautiful, Rebecca. I left everything, just couldn't tear myself away from listening. It was satisfying on every level. You know what I was doing when I was listening to the podcast? I put my earphone on my phone, and I was cleaning a chicken. I prepped some chicken because not this weekend, the following week we're going camping again. So I had some chicken in the freezer. I defrosted the night before, so it had been defrosted, and I wanted to clean it, prep it, season it, and put it and package it. It's in the freezer right now, and I saved one of the package, and I'm gonna cook it today. One of them today, but I made a total of 4, and one of them I'm gonna cook today, and the rest we're gonna take it camping. Okay, there's that. When's Lawrence coming from Zimbabwe for a visit? We need to talk. Okay, we have a similar thing in PNG. I carry all my 3 children and nephew in it. Oh my God, my ear is ringing right now. You know, when you're driving, you go on high altitude, whatever happened to your ear, that's what just happened to me right now. Okay, we have a similar thing in PNG. I carry all my 3 children and nephew in it, hands free to do things, and baby is happy with body contact and fall asleep easily. I'm Zimbabwean too, and that makes me so happy. Me too. Okay, so great when our mamas do that. That's how I was carried, South African, and how I carry my nieces and nephews. If they were crying, they stop immediately, puts them right to sleep. Okay, I carry my kids that way too. Free their hands to do whatever, plus they fall asleep so fast. I guess plus they fall asleep so fast. Bless that nanny. I'm telling you, bless that nanny. I'm sure they wanted to bring their nanny to America. Okay, I've got memories of my grandma carrying me on her back. You get the best nap ever. You just never know. Let me not go there. Okay, I'm listening again. This first episode is stellar. Alright, so there's more. Let's go to the next one. One of the thing that crosses my mind while I'm doing the editing here is that the length that they went or still going through to prevent Harry's happiness. This is very sick and very sad of those people to be causing him that much pain. They are trying to prevent him from having some sort of a happiness in his life. That's they all are baggage for God. I mean, they went to a lot of length to the best way I could put it is just to prevent him from having a happy life. Yeah, to cause him pain and suffering. That's very sad. To do all of this for his firstborn and all those traveling they were making him do with his wife while his wife was pregnant with the firstborn. Can you imagine that? For those who planned their pregnancies and all of that, this is a time of a beautiful moment, especially when you look at the test. Let's say if you do the test at home and you see you are pregnant, the happiness and joy that goes between you and your husband, and they prevent him from having that joy for his firstborn. I'm pretty sure they had that on their second time around. Unfortunately, the miscarriage, forget that one. God, that baby is with Princess Diana.
An emotional Prince Harry addresses the audience with tears.
Sorry. And I remember squeezing Meghan's hand so tight during the awards, and both of us were thinking what it would be like to be parents one day.
But the third time around, to have that peaceful pregnancy and things like that, being happy. These people are truly evil to prevent Harry from having a happy, healthy pregnancy. It's very sad. And they go way out of their way, completely out of their way, to make sure Harry is not happy. But God is good. God has a better plan for him and his little family he's trying to create to make sure that happiness he's looking for, he has it and he cherishes it and make him have a long life enjoying it. This is very sad, the way the people are treating him. Next tweet. Oh, I forgot I bookmarked this. I wouldn't go to Google to copy it. You mean Archie experienced this? I like that, the way she tweeted that. There's the finger down, there's the heart and the eye. Okay, in my language, Kikuyu, we call it Gokyo Naiguan, being carried on the back. So you have Spotify podcast in Kenya. I drive a Buzia Malaba tonight. Okay. Thank God for that, as it saved his life. Like all of us, our nephew for real. Thank Lauren, my fellow Zimbabwean, for saving him. Is that the nanny? I guess that's her. Look at her smile. Wow. Wow, that intuition said, let me take that baby with me. I'm not gonna leave him. Wow, wow, wow. I like the way she put that. You mean Archie experienced this? Alright, there's this. Archie is truly our nephew. Abba, pronounced Abba. From my neck of the woods. Yes, that's how my granny and mother carry us around first year of our lives. My niece carry her twins like this. Her husband is from Lagos, and it was great to watch. They are 7 now, and they laugh when they see their pictures. This is the way the entire continent predominantly carry babies, as it helps them to sleep, also free the moms and multitask. Okay, I love our culture. Was it Badu and Zimbabwean Shona language? Archie experienced the heart of African culture, and I love it. Yes, love it that Archie get both world. My parents did the same with my sister and I, and my husband and I did the same with our daughter that is beautiful from mixed biracial. Okay, being biracial is accepting the best of both worlds and the worst of both worlds, that's for sure. Saw a woman carrying her baby like this at the store. She was so cute, and so were her little siblings. I told mom she had her pretty so cute, because I was tempted to take her, but I was willing to take either of the others. That doesn't as I'm reading this, I'm thinking kidnapping. That doesn't sound good. Laughed and said no, her husband will be happy. There's this. Okay, love this. My mom carried all of us Scottish babies in a plain wool blanket tied to her, and my sons were always kept close in a wrap carrier. I wonder if that's why they are still snuggling as adults. There's the laughing face. Yes, I used to carry my daughter that way. I will do housework while she is on my back. All right, there's more. Let's go to the next tweet. I'm already 40 minutes. I can't believe this. There's some stuff I'm probably gonna have to cut. Just found out via Meghan Markle's podcast episode with Serena Williams that Kevin Costner is from Kempton, and I don't know why, but this is going to be my new party fun fact. I wish I put it with the other one. I didn't mention it. In my first podcast I mentioned it. The UK media didn't see that coming. I didn't even know. You and me both. Okay, same here. And my first podcast about that, I spoke about Cameron Diaz and Kevin Costner, who are from there. There's somebody mentioned. I believe Cameron Diaz too. She went to the same high school as Snoop, I think. Let's 5 comment on this. Snoop and Cameron grew up in Long Beach, a little more than 10 miles away from Kempton. Okay, well, I go on my video one. I went on Google and search it. Of course, there are white people from and Kempton. The silence from that's where I saw it. Of course, there are white people from and Kempton. The silence from them is deafening. Think white flight, unless they want to go back home via gentrification, like Harlem. Then it's quote, we were here first, and Gazette too high to live in the suburb. I understand what she's saying, but the part where she said something about was it the silence from them is deafening. Okay, I covered that I think in video 1, where I said, you remember those celebrities, their faces and controversies are what brings them, put food on the table. That is their bread and butter. If you had followed the Johnny Depp case, where studios are staying away from people who have controversies and who have stuffed baggages. They don't want any negative publicity. So I could understand them not saying anything because it's not their business to insert themselves and to have Meghan's, the nonsense that the tabloid are saying. So I could understand them staying quiet, okay, because their faces are their bread and butter. I covered in part 1, and I even mentioned, I think, Cameron Diaz. I don't think she's acting right now. She's focusing on raising her family and stuff like that. So maybe later on, after the kids are grown up, maybe she might come back. But I think right now she's not doing any acting gigs or anything like that. But I could understand many celebrities, just mind their own business. They might speak to her privately, you just never know. But to insert themselves into the UK tabloid, and you see how relentless these people are when they start attacking you. And then, like I said, the studios, they don't want to deal with people with baggages. And you know how the British press can create nonsense to prevent you from moving forward. Okay, so this we need to take into consideration before when we say certain things. So I could understand why Kevin Costner or Cameron Diaz or anyone, it may not even be those two or any other celebrities that were from there, don't say anything because it's not their business. Alright, they don't want to create a baggage or target on themselves, because the UK media was making it seem like it's the entire world who hated Meghan. Do you think studios want to deal with that? Thinking that if they hire you to do a movie, the entire world hates you? Okay, so they will not hire them to do any gigs, so they just mind their own business. But we find out there's other people who from there. Did Snoop come out and say anything? If he did, I'm not aware of it. Okay, I'm not aware of it. Or is it Dr. Dre or who else? I'm not sure. Is it Dr. Dre or what's the other one? He had some stuff with okay, I can't think of it, but that's it. It just crossed my mind. Meghan and Serena was doing some serious shit. Oh, that's for sure. Okay, I love the Kempton shade. Definitely. Me too. Let's see this one. Okay, I love the ambition shade. Way to go, Meghan Markle. Me too, which explains why he seems so relaxed around person of color. Yeah, and I think he's making she's making reference with Kevin Costner. There's a couple of things that I came across where Kevin Costner, I believe from The Bodyguard, I think he insisted that Whitney Houston be the person to play the role. And I think there's another incident with what's the other actress? Oh my god, I mentioned it in one of the comments. I forgot her name, but there's some stuff that Kevin Costner wanted some black actress to play the role and stuff like that. And I think in one of his videos discussing one of his movies and why he wanted that person to be in that to do the role was, he wanted the truth. He doesn't want people to sugarcoat things because he's Kevin Costner. This kind of things. He wanted to be put in place or not be put in place, or make you see things the way things is being shown. Okay? Not to be, because you say, oh, I want this, therefore you get this. When certain black people will, person of color will tell you the truth. No, that doesn't go well with this. Maybe you should do that. And then you could look at things in a different perspective. That's Kevin Costner. That's what I got from him. All right. I didn't know either. I Googled it and watching him talk about it on camera. Me too. I thought she was joking and Googled it. He was and proudly talk about it. Learn something new every day. Also, Ava DuVernay and Lisa Nichols. Okay, who are these people? Okay, time to go to Google. Ava DuVernay. Who is that? Maybe I know her. Oh, okay. Wait a second. No. Is that the person who was pretending to be white? Eva is an American filmmaker, television producer, and film publisher. She won. No, that's not the one that I was thinking of. Never mind. Okay, I'm not aware of her. Let's go back. Who was the other one? Lisa Nichols. That sounds familiar. Let's go back. Who are these people? Okay. This is a celebrity motivational speaker who has inspired millions. I've seen her before, but there's so many people I'm aware of, but I don't know their names. She looks familiar. But okay, let's go back next tweet. Okay, this one was funny. The only reason I shared this is just to look at the image. Who will Cambridge supporters watch? The future king and queen or the irrelevant, derided actress? Cambridge's supporters. They're all going under Meghan's podcast. Let's see here. This is what the meme would look like if there were Sussex supporters. That's that. Laughing my ass off. True. Okay, tell them sis. They watched the podcast before we did and are on every post or tweet about her obsession much. They are Meghan's fans. LOL. If you look at video 1, there was some stuff that I was reading. I'm like, why would you go and listen to it? Because I believe, from my understanding, you could only listen to her podcast through Spotify. Do they have a YouTube channel? I don't know. Okay, Meghan is going to dissect every negative and demeaning headlines that was ever written about her in the various episodes. It's going to be such fun. The royal rat must be quaking in their boots. That is for sure. I guess this is answering to my thing. I mentioned in video 1 where there was in one of my videos I mentioned that Meghan should respond to some of those headlines recorded somewhere and let it be known the truth. And on back of my mind, the reason I said that was maybe there was some fear within her that did not want to debunk those lies that were being said about her. But long and behold, the squad are saying it right now, little at a time, drip drip drip. Through her podcast, all the headlines will be debunked. Okay, the so-called royal reporters provided her with content for her podcast, and they also happen to be the biggest unwitting promoters. Okay, didn't the cardboard cutouts have a YouTube channel? LOL, they did. How is that going? They're review bombing it though. Who cares? Alright, it doesn't matter because everyone knows these people are racist scumbags. Okay, they will watch Meghan. What is it in the first part? They one of the royal rats paper, of course they're not gonna say anything positive about Meghan. I mean, we already know. Alright, cashier told me tickets are sold out for the Archetype, but I can purchase a ticket to see the Cambridges. What? Where is that freaking podcast is being played? And my reply, I said thank you, but no thanks. I was the only person at the wrong counter. You will think I was at the right counter according to the British Press. LOL, I love this. Okay, I love this. There's this. Tell them haters, keep it up and continue to make our girls richy and rich. Okay, richy. Okay, richy. Alright, it's Piers Morgan or Andrew Pierce at the front, or it's Susan, Richard, or Lorraine, etc. He is true. LOL, laughing my ass off. Pictures speak 1,000 words. There's the laugh. Next tweet. Okay, I'm confused. Weren't the derangers canceling Spotify? Not anymore. They need something to complain about. They can't help it. That's my comment. Okay, they claim to be fans of Kate, yet they spend all of their time fixated on Meghan. Strange that. They have got nothing to be talking about Katie though. Have they? The threads they have are just when having a long-winded repeat discussion of Kathy having beautiful body, beautiful hair, beautiful legs, beautiful hats, her beautiful dresses, shoes. That's about it. Okay, and they claim they don't want to hear anything Meghan has to say, yet they were tuned in to the podcast. There's the thinking face. They can't. They need to be able to argue and complain. No, they had to stick around to trash Meghan's podcast because their negative opinion is so valuable. I really want to hear a bigot's view about a black woman. Not me. They could say whatever, but I don't want to hear it. Same lads who say Harry and Meghan are irrelevant but can't stop talking about them. Blackface Kayla watched even before I knew it was out. Okay, I mean, are Meghan haters canceling their free subscription to Spotify then? You can cancel what you can afford a subscription for. Read that with Ray Donovan accent. Alright, they are busy downloading it to hate listen to the podcast. Alright, so let's go to the next one. I think I'm starting to get tired. I need to start editing. This is the last thing I have about the podcast, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 about the Cambridges. All right, wait. So now it's disrespectful that Duchess Meghan isn't using her title. I can't with you people. Nothing she does or say is good enough for the Rangers. All right, she is so smart. Then they say she must stop using it. Yeah, they are extremely conflicted people. There was one I responded where I said, well, how do you return it? You know, they'll never stop. Okay, if she return it or do whatever, well, they give it to her husband, and then through her marriage she has that title. All right, so it's a gift to her husband. So I don't know what these people are talking about. I'm assuming to return it is to divorce Harry or something, which I'm pretty sure they want that. Okay, wait, what? Okay, look at the tweet. Queen, I can't with her. It's type. Okay, they're all mad, but she is. What is that? Introduction. Duchess of Sussex dive into the label. Okay, so she is a duchess. All right. They wanted to see the title bigger than the word archetype, so they can bash her on how she is using the title for mileage. Utterly laughable. Let's look in this 5 comments under this. She didn't, but it is as it should be. Princess Meghan is a duchess as well. So the Spotify doing, she introduced herself as only Meghan too. I screamed when I heard that. She didn't write the blurb. Alright, so let's see here. Wait, what? And the tweet, baby Jesus. Okay, hold up. They're whining because Meghan didn't use the title, so the trolls could accuse her of grifting. We know what game they are trying to play. They want her to use it so they can say that it was because of the title that made her podcast so successful. That's a part of their narrative. Exactly. It's called can't win for losing. All right, let's see. Okay, so that's it. Now I have some tweet regarding the Cambridges. It was popping up, or maybe one of the squatters who tweeted it. So let's see here. Okay, so it was the squatters. Alright, soon the Cambridges will blame their staff for not warning them that there was a cost of living crisis. Is that going over there? Okay, is that what's going over there? Okay, so they're pointing at each other. And to think the press haven't even touched why the move was necessary. But then what? Not Sir William wants to be a present dad, so he won't work as much. What is it? There was a picture that was going around. I don't know if I bookmark it, where William takes some pictures with the kids, and then next to it they show a picture of William and Harry and what's the other one, and the father after the mom died or something like that, and they were talking about how good of a dad William is and all of that. And I responded to it and I'm like, what happened to the mother? They're making that reference, but the kid's mother are still alive. My goodness, they don't know how to be originality of anything. They're just following something that already happened. But for Prince Charles, when he sat down with his kids, which is Harry and William, is that Princess Diana wasn't there. Alright, so unless what is it, there's a divorce going on. Okay, so let me get this right. For William and Kate, it's a normal family home. For Harry and Meghan, it's a sprawling mansion. Which is it? Double standard, Meghan Markle, Harry and Meghan. I mean, you know, in order for people to talk about it, like I'm sharing with you right now, they have to mention Meghan somewhere. Okay, Harry and Meghan somewhere for them to have traction with their whatever it is that they're talking about. Alright, the royal couple will not be bringing any live-in staff to Adele Cottage. Photo, okay. Movie Claire calls the modest estate, quote, a normal family home, and quote, save for the fact that it's located on a castle ground at Windsor Home Park Estate in the royal town of Windsor. Alright, so what about here? Your grandma may still... Is it the same article that mentioned Meghan here? The Sussex's house? Your grandma may still give you a card with a $20 bill stuck in it, but things are a bit different over at Buckingham Palace. According to the Daily Mail, the Queen has offered Prince Harry and Meghan Markle a luxurious property to add to their growing collection of luxurious property. This one is a Della cottage, which is less of a cottage and more of a spawning mansion. Okay, I see what they're saying. Is that Frogmore they're making reference to? Okay, it's luxurious to the woman of color, or so they believe. Okay, the two-mentioned Duchess Dolittle is moving into with her children, whilst Egg will stay at KP and visit his children over the weekend. KP has the helicopter pad. The brown mansion behind the Adele cottage will accommodate the servant working hard at saving their marriage. Working hard at saving the marriage. I just noticed Adele's mansion is by a lake with 3 kids. Look dangerous to me, but I guess even though we are told the opposite, there will be plenty of domestic to watch over the children. That is true. And they probably already taught them how to swim, so that's one thing. The help won't live directly in the home because there's a large house a few feet away for them to live in. The cottage is an objective that is defined by the object or subject. It changes form depending on who it is attached to. Haha, a flexible noun. A flexible noun. We have a new grammatical form here. All right, let's go to the next one. But nobody's talking about what is it, taxpayers' money. Okay, Kate next month. Those squad have to show the shade. Okay, you're not wrong there. No, she cannot. That'll be too obvious, even if Kate glam a fashion team. All right. Oh my God, she went darker than Meghan once. She is capable of anything. LOL. Oh my goodness. You know what? Oh my God, the hairdresser appointment has already been paused. Be ready when she will come back to work in 4 months. Sis, if this ever will happen, or not, let's just laugh about it without any words. It will just explain itself perfectly. I mean, the thing is that, remember, they want to pop up the husband, especially with whatever's going on between them. I won't be surprised. They're gonna make her do it. They're gonna make her do it so people could talk about her in a negative way. My God, this is what happened when you're not ambition. You don't have your own. You're not thinking for yourself. After this one, that's it. I will tweet this photo again without saying anything, and yeah, I will know. All right, this is my last one. Okay, breaking it. Oh, this is completely different. All right, so I'm just gonna mention here. Breaking. Louisville cop pleaded guilty to a federal charge for the police killing of Breonna Taylor. The first conviction in the case. Kelly Goodlett falsified information on the warrant used for the police raid that killed Taylor. She faced up to 5 years in prison. So I heard people were saying, you know what, that's it. I don't want to go into it. It was supposed to be for my other channel, but I completely forgot that was that one. So that's it. Let's do a prayer. I said player. Let's do a prayer. Prayer for so I have prayer for continuing support, protection, and guidance of the Sussexes. Let's see what happened. Prayer for praise. May your Holy Spirit continue to guide them, and creativity and invitation for all of God's people. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. That was a good one. Simple and very good. To the point. Image. Let's see. Meghan and Harry. Oh, so some of the squad create prayers exactly for them. Okay, as evidenced by their work over the past year, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex remain committed to their duty and service to the UK and around the world, and have offered their continued support to the organization they have represented regardless of official role. We can all live a life of service. Service is universal. All right, so let's remove Sussexes. Okay. Prayer for continued support, protection, and guidance. Let's do that. All right. Let's see if anything up here. Grant us such strength and protection to support us in all danger, definitely, and carry us through all temptation through your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen. Alright. Crosswalk. Let's go into that. I'll leave the website, the link in the description, okay? Our world is filled with events and situations that can cause great fear and anxiety. It's easy to become overwhelmed and live imprisoned by fear. We are promised in God's word that He is faithful and will protect us. God wants us to let go of fear and to live life to the fullest. When you are overcome by worry, use these prayers for protection to remember who God is and the protection He has promised you. Okay, I'm only gonna read this one, only one. Okay, maybe this prayer for protection and safety of family. Let's do that one. Okay. The headlines sounds good. Let's do these 2 and 3. Okay, big prayer for the protection and safety of family. Lord, I pray your emotional, physical, and spiritual protection over my kids, grandkids. Keep evil far from them and help them to trust you as their refuge and strength. I pray you will guard their mind from harmful intrusion and grant them discernment to recognize truth. I pray you will make them strong and courageous in the presence of danger, recognizing that you have overcome and will set right all injustice and wrong one day. Help them to find rest in your shadow as they live in the spiritual shelter you provide them. Let them know that the only safe place is in Jesus and that their home on earth is only temporary. There it is. Yeah, it is true. Just passing by. Alright, so this is my last prayer and that's it. Prayer for children's security. Lord, this is the headache that Archie had to go through. Okay, Lord, I pray that my kids, grandkids will develop an eternal perspective and purpose, not an earthly one. Help them to see life and every challenge through your eyes, eager and unafraid to share with others the good news of Jesus wherever they go. I pray that they will set their minds on things above, not just what's going on here, and that they will be rooted and grounded in your love. I pray they will come to understand the extent of your own love for them that is surpassed all the head knowledge they will acquire in school. I pray they will fill up with you from morning till night. Alright, so that's it. So please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And the link of the prayer, the website of the prayer that I just read, will be in the description. Alright, so that's it.